Welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, we have a new interior here because I have traded in the Black Widow. I went to the Dodge dealer. I was able to find a TRX and we were able to come up with some good numbers. So I traded in the Black Widow and left with the TRX. So I'm gonna give you all a little walkthrough of the inside so that you could see what it looks like on the inside and some of the different features that this has over the Silverado. So to start out, the instrument cluster, it looks much better than the Silverado. It's a lot more detailed. You can change a lot and have a lot of options that you can go through, which are all accessible from the steering wheel controls here. And another big thing that you'll see are the pedal shifters here. So the Silverado did not have pedal shifters, of course. It had a column shifter in which it had a plus and a minus. I never used it to shift through the gears, but I have seen YouTube videos where some people have done that. A big thing for me, a selling point for this truck, was the gear shift in the floor. I really like the way the gear shift looks in the floor, and it not being the normal washing machine knob gear shifter that a lot of companies are moving to. A lot of Rams actually have that same little knob or dial there instead for the gear shifter. And the TRX is different because this section here is for your modes. So this is the only truck from Ram with the gear shifter in the floor. For me, that was a big selling point. The screen is nice, but the one that I had in my Silverado was a little bit wider. And of course it was a Android based tablet, pretty much. It was an Android based tablet, which wasn't bad. I liked it. There are pros and cons with everything, but I like this screen here. It has a lot of things that you can go through, a lot of options and menu settings you can go through, and it's factory, so that's always a plus. Some other things here, you have a cigarette lighter plug up top, like if you're using a GoPro or radar detector. You have Alcantara here on the top. I did go with the Harman Kardon audio system. This truck has heads-up display, which is excellent, and that displays your mile per hour. You may be able to change those settings. I haven't been through everything yet, but the good thing is that it does display your mile per hour right on the windshield, along with directions and a little speed limit sign of whatever street you're on, which is definitely helpful in this truck because a lot of times you're probably going to be doing over the speed limit. Another cool thing is the compartments that this truck has. So here you have a button and that opens this compartment here. In the Silverado, there were two levers right or over top of each other. So the top one went to the top glove box and the bottom one went to the bottom, of course. These are a little more separated, so you can see there you have your glove box. Up top you can push the button and you have another compartment up top too, which doesn't look very noticeable if you're not really paying attention to this button here on the side. You have cup holders, plenty of cup holders. Two cup holders here. There are two cup holders on each of the front the passenger door and the driver's side door. Another thing that was with the TRX has over the Silverado, there's a push button start, which is here. I kind of didn't like that for the Silverado. So for the Silverado, I definitely liked the key. It just kind of felt like a truck should have a key to me. But with the push start, push button start. It doesn't feel, it's not bad. The key fob is nice. This is the key fob here. This does not have a red key and a black key like the Hellcat cars. This just has the one key here that you see, the one key fob, and this is the full horsepower all the time. Another thing that I like here is the camera system. So with the camera system in this truck, basically it has the overhead camera. It shows the whole vehicle, and then you have the rear. It also has a front camera. The front camera is definitely helpful because the truck it does sit up higher than normal, so you do kind of need a front camera for this truck. This is the Armrest Pocket. So I put a organizer here that I got offline. This is normally just the open space, but there's a USB in the back there, and you have just some organizer pockets just to keep things organized in there. In here you have a much larger area, and you have a space for coins if you have some loose change. Of course, there's the mathematic equations on the bottom of the armrest there. And then here you have your ID VIN number, which is cool. This looks cool, but this definitely gets hot. So there have been a couple times I've come out, and of course because the gear shifter is here, you put your arm like that, and this is very hot. Another thing that I like are the floor mats that this truck came with. These are the floor mats. They cover the whole area, front and back, pretty much like the tux mats that I had in the Silverado. Similar, but these are rubber. So the tux mats, they weren't rubber, but they covered the whole area. These mats here kind of have a lip at the edge, so it's gonna like catch anything from getting to the carpet, which is definitely nice. So you won't have to get aftermarket mats if you go with these. Of course, the gas pedals, you can adjust those to move them up or back. One thing that I noticed was the steering wheel adjustment here is manual, and on the Silverado it was power. So I had a button here on the Silverado to adjust the steering wheel. That's not a big deal for me. The steering wheel doesn't really, I'm not one of those people that move the steering wheel often. I mean, I set it to where I need it, and that's just it. Overall, so far so good. I really like this truck. I think it was a good choice to make. My kids like the truck, my wife likes it. So I'm still going through the break-in period. I haven't really pushed it too much, but it's definitely responsive. It's got some get up. The rearview mirror is the digital rearview mirror, so you can flip it back and forth to where it'll show the picture that's on the rear for your rearview mirror, or you can flip it down and it'll show the actual reflection of the mirror, which I like. That was an option on the newer Silverados, but I wasn't a fan of the newer body styles. Another thing, this Ram truck does have the handle on the A-pillar on the driver's side, which on the Silverado I added that, and this one has a little leather grip on it, so it's not bad at all. I'll take you all to the back so you can see some of the features in the rear that are pretty cool too. All right, so now we are in the rear of the truck, and one of the things that I really like about this truck, which also helped to sell me on it, was these compartments here. This is a little compartment in the rear floor of the truck, and it's like a little ice chest. So there's a removable plastic bucket type thing here, and you could put ice or whatever you want in there. But I just thought that that was really cool that they had that. And from what I see and understand, that also comes on a lot of the other Ram trucks too. Some more features that are here over the Silverado now have rear vents in the back, which definitely help for the kids. This truck also has heated and cooled rear seats, and you have 2 USB plugs. You also have 2 USB-C plugs, which is great because the kids have the tablets and everything. We can just plug those right up into the USB plugs back here and they can watch all they want. This also has a home plug in the back. The rear seats actually recline. So you can see this seat here is sitting out just a little bit further than these seats. That's because this one is reclined, and you can actually recline it. There's a lever here. Just pull the lever and you can push the seat back or pull the seat out, which is pretty nice. Another cool feature, the middle seat, the whole middle seat folds down. And then you also have a slim armrest glove box there, armrest pocket, I guess, but you can put a few small things in. It has the Alcantara here. You have more cup holders and a little area in front. And whole seat, like I said, folds down, which is cool. The Silverado just had the small pullout in the middle of the seat, which folded down, but it didn't fully touch the seat. So, you know, you didn't want to put too much weight on it because you didn't want to kind of bend it too much. This truck also has the dual panoramic sunroof. So that's the dual panoramic sunroof there, which is really nice. That's a power shade that goes across it. I'm looking forward to making more videos and posting for you all. So make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you can receive notifications when I post new videos. Make sure you comment below. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.